Today's June 30th, 2021. Tomorrow, July 1st, we're going to be starting a new program. So this is the rollout of this new program. Chief Walls got with me several months back, and we've been working on this for a while. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get this thing started with the rhetorical question. Are you a Colerain MVP? If you don't know what that is, that's fine. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Keep that in the back of your mind, because what we're trying to do here is we're trying to make everybody an MVP and recognize everybody for their truly extraordinary talents and work they do here at Colerain. So to start off with here, does anybody remember this Emmy Award-winning program from 2017? Chances are probably not a whole lot of people have seen this, but this goes back to 2016, 2017 when Chief Cook tasked me with reviewing our mission statement and our values and coming up with a program to reintroduce them and make them really more of the heart of our program. If you're not familiar with it, there's the video YouTube link right there. It's been up here for a couple seconds, so go ahead and copy that down. You can go back and watch it. It's probably about 2 hours long, but it really is pretty comprehensive about the whole program and how we came up with what we did. And this next program I'm going to introduce here is the next step in this whole process. So let's do just a real quick review here in this program. We rolled the Colerain MVP program in March 2017. Basically, what we are saying here is we are saying that Colerain is an organization driven by our mission, values, and pride. You've probably heard Chief Walls talk about this in the past. Mission-driven, values-oriented. We wanted to take this and really make this the heart of who we are, how we work, and really have people engage with this. We reworded our mission statement to become more inclusive of our customers and employees. We restated our organizational values, and then we also introduced some new values at the same time. So we came up with a tagline called "Fully Involved, Fully Engaged." You've probably seen this on our trucks, on our windshields of our fire apparatus, and everything new that we've been purchasing. And this tagline was introduced to try to create a mindset of inclusion, action, involvement. It was a play on words, obviously, from a fully involved vehicle or fully involved house fire. But we wanted our personnel to really feel this action-oriented call to become fully involved and fully engaged, not only in the community, but also within the department. The new mission statement was developed. It had some new keywords and phrases, such as all hazards, first-class service, professionals, and involvement, and included our mission, our visitors and businesses. So, in Colerain, it is our mission to provide first-class all-hazard response and socially responsible programs to the citizens, businesses, and visitors of Colerain Township with an engaged team of professionals that values involvement in our community. Seems kind of wordy, but I think it's pretty all-encompassing. We do this day in and day out. We are fully driven by this mission, and now what we want to do is we want to recognize our personnel for doing things like this. Our values. We've always had the organizational values of service, teamwork, trust, mutual respect, and then growth and nurturing. When we revised this program in 2017, we identified some things that could have possibly been missing. Maybe some of the things that really truly we hold dear as humans, as workers here in this fire service organization. Integrity, commitment, and compassion. Those are values that we can hold dear and really that really drive us internally. And then we also had action-oriented values. You can't have a fire service that's not action-oriented. We felt that courage, bravery, and honor were at the core of our values. And if you notice the values signs that have been placed around the stations, they've been strategically placed. So when we are walking towards the bay or into the bay areas, our action areas, that's where you're going to find our courage, bravery, and honor. Those are the values that we want to exhibit on the streets when the rubber meets the road. When we come back to the station is when you find our humanistic and our organizational values, and those signs are appropriately located throughout the stations also. When we talk about showing pride, show your class, have pride, and display character. If you do, winning takes care of itself. You know, we show our class, we are a first class organization. We have pride. This is an outstanding organization, an ISO class 1 organization. There are none in the other areas around us, and that's a pretty big deal for us. And display our character. What is character? Character is how you act when nobody else is watching. Do we have character? Do we have pride? These types of values really define us. And as Bear Bryant says here, if you do, winning takes care of itself. If we display these in our mission and values driven organization, we win. Our customers win, our citizens win, our community wins. So I'm pretty excited here to announce this Challenge Coin program. The program is being developed to truly recognize our truly extraordinary people here at Colerain Fire. We went to Crown Trophy on Galbraith Road and asked him to come up with a challenge coin. We submitted some artwork, and this is what we came up with. Just a little bit of ideas about challenge coins. I know I'm a history nerd, but these things go back about 2,000 years into Roman lore. But you hear a lot of stuff about challenge coins being used in the military, in the bars to challenge other soldiers and Marines and such and that to buy someone a beer if they didn't have a challenge coin on them. Basically, what the challenge coin was used for was to promote unit pride. If you were proud of your unit, you'd show people your challenge coin. And that's what we're trying to do here. Modern challenge coins in the fire service started up around late 1990s and early 2000s, and they've really exploded at conventions and programs like the FDIC and through the IEFF. And again, these are all about unit, organization, station pride. You see a collection right there. That's actually very similar to a friend of mine's collection. He takes a lot of pride about being in the fire service, and when he goes and travels, he trades, and this is his accounting of where he's been around the country. Tradition, we love tradition. It mandates that they be presented in a certain way through a handshake. You don't just hand one over. You just put it in their hand, shake their hand, and call them a brother, call them a sister, but you're all family. Again, that goes back to that tradition. So enough of the history. We'll get on to exactly how we're going to be doing this here in Colerain. We're going to start this tomorrow, July 1st, 2021. Again, this is intended to recognize our people or anybody inside or outside the organization that exemplifies our mission and values. So we are driven by our mission, values, and pride. All employees of Colerain Township Fire Department fulfill our mission statement through the implementation of our organizational, humanistic, and action-oriented values. This program is going to serve to identify those individuals who go above and beyond by living and demonstrating our values while championing the organization's mission and displaying organizational pride. Kind of wordy. Basically, we're going to start to recognize any and all employees that go the extra mile to exemplify our mission and values. We've had our Guardian program for several years now, but when somebody gets an attaboy or some type of an accolade or a compliment, it goes to them and it goes to the employee. There are certain things that we need to make sure the rest of our employees are seeing. We want people to see who's doing what they're doing, and again, this is all about communication and increasing the visibility of what we do and how we do it, and hopefully to inspire others. The program's intention is to award a challenge coin to an individual or crew when they have been witnessed going above and beyond their external delivery, either internal or external. So it can be given to non-Colerain employees as well as in alignment with our mission statement, which includes residents, businesses, and visitors. If somebody does something out there, donate something extraordinary to help us along to accomplish our mission or to really uphold our values, we want to recognize them as friends of the fire department. When our employees do this, we want to recognize their accomplishments and their achievements and their part in making this an MVP organization. What we want to do is we want to catch people in the act. Since there's so many different ways that our mission and values can be displayed, the criteria can be a little subjective, um, but just keep this in mind. The situations where an MVP coin could be presented should be so obvious, there'd be a no questions asked act. I'll give you a couple examples as we're coming up here. But if you see a crew or a person doing something above and beyond, just something truly extraordinary, we want this to be brought forward to your officers and advanced up the chain. Here's how that's going to happen. Anybody can nominate anybody at any time. We want to reward these truly outstanding actions. We don't want this to be a participation award. You're not going to come in someday and see 180 of these in all of our mailboxes. We want these to be something that is revered, something that is wanted, something that is worked for. It's to be regarded as a recognition for exemplifying and acting on our mission and goals, and a means to continually raise the bar through public recognition. You see the sample nomination form there on the right. This is something we're looking at. There are several awards listed on here that's going to be part of a larger MVP program and awards program that we're looking at developing. This goes all along with the SOG, our recognition and awards SOG that we're developing at the same time. But when someone witnesses one of these acts, we want this filled out real quick, hand it to the boss, and it'll get forwarded on up. At some time, that someone will make a determination that it fits the guidelines of our program, and then the person will check and verify that nomination. They'll check their work schedule, because on the next shift or so, the chief or the assistant chief or his designee is going to stop by that station and award the firefighter or the crew with an MVP challenge coin. We're doing this timely. This isn't something that we're going to get an email about that says, oh, back 6 months ago, someone did A, B, and C. We want this timely. We want to be able to recognize our people when we catch them in the act of doing something good. We want to put this out there as quickly as possible, recognize them. We want the crews to be participating in this and to witness what their coworkers are receiving. At that time, we'll put some pictures on CNN. We'll put maybe something out on social media. We'll review it at an annual banquet. Again, part of this whole MVP recognition program that we're developing. But we want everybody to see what's going on, and make ourselves and each other proud for working here. So here's a few examples. Example 1, a 70-year-old male is being treated by EMS on scene after passing out while pouring a concrete pad at his house. After being transported, the engine crew finishes the concrete pour so the patient doesn't have a ruined project to come home to. Chief gets a nomination for the engine crew. Next shift during lunch, he presents them all with an MVP challenge coin for going above and beyond. It's that simple. That's the chief getting into the station, recognizing our people for doing extraordinary acts in a timely manner. He would recognize the values of service, compassion, nurturing, doing the right thing for our customers. Example 2. During overhaul, we witness an officer speaking with the homeowner who is obviously distraught. He is seen on multiple occasions embracing and consoling her. He learns that she will be displaced along with her children, and due to COVID, Red Cross is not responding. He assists her with finding lodging and clothing for her and her children. He calls the next day to check on them and to see how her insurance claim is progressing. The chief does a Microsoft Teams meeting on the morning of their next shift to get all crews that were on the fire, and he explains to the whole shift the officer's actions. He then presents him with an award during lunch. Again, service, compassion, nurturing, integrity, commitment, teamwork, respect, runs the whole gamut here. This is caught in the act, and everybody on the scene gets to see and be proud of their coworker, their officer, as they go above and beyond the call of duty. Example 3. Engine 20-something drives past an open lot on the way back from a run and realizes it's being used as a dump station for garbage. They stop and spend the next hour cleaning up the lot from all the discarded material. Chief Brown visits the station after receiving the nomination and presents the crew with an MVP coin for their commitment to upholding community standards. It's this easy. Some of this stuff, it's not, as Wayne would have said, this is not rocket surgery. This is doing what's right. We all know what's right to do. We see something needs to be done, we should just do it. So here's our program. It's the MVP Challenge Coin program. We have them in our possession as we speak. Chief Walls has them all. I was going to hold one out to show everybody as a show and tell, but I didn't even do that. So we look forward to doing these presentations during lunches and different programs in front of everybody so we can recognize our people and the truly outstanding things they do. You probably heard Chief Walls say this a number of times. Colerain Township is a bunch of extraordinary men and women doing extraordinary things. We do this day in and day out just by coming to work. Some things really rise above, and we really want to recognize that. So we look forward to doing this over the next several years. And if we have to buy more MVP coins, we'll buy more MVP coins. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep providing that extraordinary, exemplary service that we do out there, and look forward to presenting some of these in the very near future. So thanks. If anyone has any questions, you are more than free to give me a call or text me, and we can go over some more. So take care.